back. Speaking, how long, Luke? Maybe
4 or 5 months?
4 or 5 months away. Nah, it's not been that long. You did a couple in January.
months.
You did a couple in January.
Yeah.
It's only been 4 months. December last time we was in Beetle anyway.
Yeah, out the studio it's been here about 4 or 5 months. Maybe
But
6.
you was dropping content around March, innit?
Yeah.
No, we stopped for like maybe 6 weeks or something. But it hasn't been that long. But yeah, we're back. Obviously the spoken record, as we always say, when we link up. The On Record podcast, spoken word. Today we're going to be talking on the Noel Clarke situation. We haven't really heard, I think you were saying to me the other day, we haven't really heard too many podcasts or just, like media outlets talking on it. I guess
surprising
because they're all boys and.
Nah, you know what it is? One, obviously, because I hear Chucky always kind of talk on it. Like, I think, the Dutch situation before we go into Noel Clarke, he wanted to hear all the facts before
he's on it.
starting to
I could understand that from Chucky though, because. Obviously, those people were saying, these are fabricated, the screenshots and all that.
Yeah,
so I understand that.
What we'll say is that I'm gonna say he did it or didn't. I don't know in it, but we'll just talk about the allegations and then.
I'm not accusing him yet, but I'm just saying on the Dutch one as well. I know Chucky said the reason and probably why people right now aren't doing it is because they're like, we don't know if this is like
they haven't done that research.
Hasn't been confirmed. Even though we can speak about that more, but so who knows like the main kind of thing about what actually happened in terms of the series of events with him?
I can't lie. What I'll say erupts like a volcano to be honest. Like, so 1 minute he's winning the BAFTA awards, he's been obviously winning the BAFTA awards. Didn't he appear on? Who did he appear on? What show did he appear on?
I
actually don't know. Was
it
like Graham Norton or something like that? Winning the BAFTA awards. Next thing you know, an allegation comes out saying he's done something.
Let me Google it.
And then another one. And then another like 20 plus now.
Like 26. Who's that? The woman that's like she's quite famous now. She's actor, UK actress. She's come out and said it as well, huh? Nah, it's Michaela Cole, I think. That name. Do you know what I'm talking about? Let me show you a picture. I think she's come out and said something about it as well. Yeah, her, Michaela Cole.
Yeah.
You know who that is?
Yeah.
I think she came out and said a few, because she's obviously done quite a lot of work over the last, how old is she? 30 now, she's done quite a lot of stuff.
I didn't think she said anything about women this year. I thought she just literally said, support you girls that have come forward, because obviously she did that, what's it called? I think on BBC.
I hate.
Something I must kill you or something like that.
About
you must die or something like that.
Exactly.
I made a story or something like that, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was about how she went out on a date one night and got raped or something.
Yeah, I think I've seen a bit of that.
So this is like this. So this was like unconnected to her Noel.
I'm saying the thing is because she's like, I've just checked her age as well. She's like in her 30s now. Yeah. Noel Clarke, we're talking about this before. These are all. In the UK scene especially, they all work on the same things. Like he's a director, as we said, so he's probably had his hand in a lot of different projects over the last 2 decades. She's probably seen it. I'm not saying she's one of the people that's accused him, but she's definitely probably heard stories from other actresses or.
But what did she say? I
think she's just coming out to support people and say, "I'm behind you."
But I don't. Do you know what it could be? It could be the fact. It's not because there's nothing to do with him. But if she's saying that something's happened to her before, it's more a thing like, now if women are saying things, don't be so quick to dismiss it, just say listen. That's what I think she did. Obviously that whole thing about being abused by men, so she was basically saying that, I support you on how
the thing is it's like 20 accusations.
That's why. But I did hear apparently some of these women came out before, because I heard someone say, why didn't they come forward before? But apparently they came forward 9 years ago saying, and obviously they should believe him.
We were saying before this as well, I was saying to these men that when he won the BAFTA, that would make you mad. Because he came out and everyone was celebrating.
Was it his first BAFTA though?
It might be his second, but he won I think he won, what was it? I think he won quite.
He was on the spotlight recently, because I think he's got a show on ITV and they cancelled the last episode.
Which I'm not gonna lie.
He won contribution to cinema. So it's like a big award.
He's at his highest point, so that's why they're going to try and take him down.
The last BAFTA he won was The Rising Star. So I was like, I know it's big, but this is
that was probably the fourth.
Dedication to the UK film industry, so that's a big award for him. Everyone's celebrating him. He made that speech about like trying to help minority groups, and he wants him to be the role model. So when people hear that, they're like, wait a second,
but you've
done this.
Which is a fair point. I don't think that's like a weird time to come out. Like.
No, not at all, because I'll be angry if like someone racially abused me or something, and then I'm seeing them winning all these awards.
Do you know what? Do you know what? It's actually you got some points as well. And by the way, so I hear those points and I agree as well. It's like some people's narrative is quite the opposite. They're gonna say, why specifically if you win? We know your lots of points as well, makes sense. But why specifically when you win the award? So if you didn't win no award, at what point was you gonna come forward and say you've done this?
So apparently, like they did come forward like years before, but no one like believed them. So they obviously like did it again. People started
listening. The attraction, isn't it?
Yeah, because obviously that straight after like the Me Too movement and stuff, I feel like if we're more like if someone comes forward, people are more likely to listen. So I think
these allegations. What did these women did they go to the press or?
Did they go to I actually don't know in depth, but apparently like I think someone like 9 years ago, something of them came forward was like, oh yeah,
that's not
really wrong. But also that Adam Deacon guy that obviously like worked with him, said stuff like he's a bully before. And like so people have come forward before. I think obviously where he was. Like where Adam was like mentally.
He's at his peak in his career.
Yeah, and where Noel was apparently like Noel sort of made it seem like like he was going through mental health problems.
Do you know what's interesting about this one though? You know what makes, for me, in my opinion, what makes it even more madder, when I word this carefully, is that it's actually madder that actually Mando are saying things as well. Because normally when you hear these things, obviously it's women saying these stuff, but your guys, do you know what I mean, are saying, yo, you've done this to me and you've done this stuff. So do you not think that actually heightens it? Like, well, this makes the case a bit more unique than other people. People get accused of all the time.
The thing is, I don't think it is because Adam, I don't think he said anything. He said it way before, if that makes sense. So he's obviously said.
I think he said something like he was bullying him as well, or something on set. And then, but everyone called him a crazy guy at the time.
And then he was like, oh, that's really my praise. So I think people knew that beforehand. I just don't think anyone believed him. That makes sense. So I don't think they treat. I don't think it's treated different because of.
He really is Sam from Kidulthood, bro. That's what they're trying to make him out to be, bro.
Sam
from Kidulthood, like being a bit too good.
Played the part too well.
But the things I know your point, but I think what I'm gonna say is that it's comes under like negative connotations. Do you know what I mean? Of harassment or bullying. They're doing these things to women, like. This is Asher D, who's been working with him closely, saying to him, I can't condone. It's like he doesn't properly accuse him.
I was saying this before, bro, because he doesn't want to say too much.
Do you know what I mean? It's like
these men have been working together for like 3 decades now. I said this before as well. If you caught me or I caught you or whatever, you're gonna be like, wait a second. Was this guy's been around me for how long now? Did he not like see something?
Yeah, I was gonna say, and if anything, people were like judging everyone that's around him because they were like, you've never seen him like bully someone on set and said nothing. Oh, you might have seen him do something a bit weird that you like completely ignored. When in fact, you might have not seen anything. Do you know what I mean? So I don't know. I wouldn't come forward
as well, like director. I don't know.
I wouldn't come forward and say stuff until I knew the facts.
That's what I was saying to you obviously before the show. Saying, listen, I see what you're saying. People say it can be easy for us to say, oh, surely you knew something because you worked with him. But some people, they hide things very well. Man. They do hide things very well. 100%. They do find things very well.
Yeah, but it's a lot of like I'm reading this article now. They're saying like it's a lot of like on set he's just making inappropriate comments or touching people and stuff like that. I feel like that's not really like subtle. I think that's like.
But it depends like
someone else must have heard that.
But it depends like what the comment was. Do you know what I mean? Like.
Yeah.
Because if he made an inappropriate comment, which might offend you, but if you don't think it's inappropriate, you're not going to take it on you. Right? Cool.
Yeah, and then you got the thing that you were talking about, like. Man, like Barrowman slapping his penis on people and shit, like whatever. Fuck that.
So we did.
Did you see the clip that
resurfaced? Coming out.
You don't see the clip that resurfaced. So Noel Clarke, he's got a microphone. He's on stage with a few of his people that he's worked with.
Yeah.
And he's saying like, obviously the guy is. You mentioned he's gay, but he's actually mad as well. So he's going around putting his penis on like women's shoulders and joking around. But because he's gay.
Oh, okay.
But because he's gay. No one's batting an eyelid and stuff.
Noel Clarke they was doing it in a comedic manner. Though.
Yeah, that's it.
Noel Clarke had the mic in his hand pretending to be penis and he was actually slapping on the woman's shoulder. He's going around. Doing this, doing that. Everyone, the whole audience is laughing and all that, and then Noel Clarke.
Was he like saying, "Oh, this is what's happened"?
He's like, "This is what happened." Joe Barrowman just has next, you know.
But then I think that's completely different from like. Because obviously he's making a joke about it, if that makes sense. Like, the intention was like, I haven't done this is why.
And then he actually said like, oh well, I'm surprised he actually gets away with it. Maybe it's because he's a homosexual, innit? you know what I'm saying? That's what he said in the clip, innit?
Oh, I haven't seen the clips from it, so.
I haven't seen that ever, but don't know. Like that's even mad though for him. I don't think like if you're doing sexual things around people that you don't know like that.
Because this clip's
I would go as far as to say like a lot of comedians do things like you can be like.
Yeah.
I wouldn't run out.
Techie, right? Yeah.
But you can't be doing that to people like your work, like, because you wouldn't do that. Like, say obviously these men
wasn't it like
set.
an award show or something? Was that what you guys were saying? What was that?
It was on set. It was on set for Doctor Who, I think.
It was on set for Doctor
Who.
When he was talking about it, just.
I thought you meant it was like filmed for like the BBC or something.
No,
well, it was for the BBC.
Yeah, but like doing stand up.
Oh yeah. Nah, but the thing is that it's the workplace, innit? You wouldn't go into your work and start slapping a cock on someone, innit?
But to be fair, like when I was doing unemployment, like uni, they were like, like if you do a racial slur at work, then that's just like the norm at work. It doesn't always like count as racism. So like if I started calling you nigga,
you're black.
But if I was white and I called you nigga, you were like,
I'll report HR's.
But like if that was a workplace culture where like you like do you know like swearing at people at work can get you like struck off and stuff like. If you're like rude to someone, if you tell like your manager to fuck off, or like your manager tells you to fuck off, you get them in trouble. But like if that's just the norm at your work, where you always tell each other to fuck off, it's not actually that problem. So if like
it's bloodline, isn't it?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So, to be honest, that's why if I was anyone that was like around now, I wouldn't probably be like speaking out. I'll probably do what Michaela Cole did, and just maybe put like a statement out like, I don't agree with like assault of like any woman or like anybody. But I wouldn't like hitting that. Was that? No, that makes sense. Also, you put yourself in a legal position as well.
Don't you have a missus as well?
Yeah, he's married. He's married, got married and kids.
Yeah, I thought he was got kids.
That's the thing.
20 accusations is very, very mad.
That's what. That is. Listen, I hope it's not true, but I'm not gonna lie you. 20 allegations.
If it was like 1 or 2, bro, that's a different story.
But it's like
where there's smoke, there's fire. That's what I'm gonna say.
That's mad. That's very, very mad. And the thing you said about Cuba Gooding Jr. as well, it's always that people you don't think are gonna be.
What did he actually do?
He was a madness, man.
Apparently,
he has a nickname called Butt Naked or something like that.
He doesn't even, the thing is, he doesn't even like.
And that's what basically what I'm saying.
He plays, he doesn't necessarily come across that.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is very similar to like Cuba and Jim, because these are two actors that you wouldn't think that from them, and obviously they put a lot of people.
But then I think if you ever did think of, like, it was always the ones that you don't think of.
Even Space, look at Kevin Spacey as well, man. Like,
yeah. But I feel like if you did think about it. If you did think they were the kind of person to do that, you wouldn't like support all their endeavours. You know what I mean? Like, if you knew what Jimmy Savile was on, I would hope you weren't like supporting him. Or if you thought he was like that way, you would hopefully be like.
Someone like Kevin Spacey, he was close to that industry, especially in the UK. I think he had his own theatre and all that, and that's where he used to go to and do his madness and all that. And so he has a lot of contribution to cinema. Same like Noel Clarke. So it's like you wouldn't expect these people that they love they try to perfect their crafts and all that, and they're doing all this madnesses.
But I feel like
big productions like Sky and BBC and all that, like.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, but I feel like if the BBC knew, they would overlook it anyways. Like, come on. But look at who's been on their roster.
The thing is, they've had reports. They're
going to look at how valuable someone
is. They are only now coming out and condemning it because everybody is. They know these people have reported this before to the BBC. I can guarantee you that they have because
they probably had one too many. They sat Noel Clarke and I was like, no, we can't do this anymore.
The thing with Noel Clarke, because the thing is not just an actor, he's a director as well. The director has more power than an actor. You're just playing that part. So some of these people. So do you know what? Sometimes a lot of these people that they wanna. It's like every man and woman for themselves at the time. It's like you're coming up. You just want to get your name in the game, get established, and get your roles. Your first role. If the director's saying you do this, you kind of just like, even if you don't really want to do, you're going to do it because you feel like, I could just replace you, right? You're not going to get it. Don't do what I want. It's my show. Get out. I'll be someone else in it. Because some of the allegations I'm hearing, let's talk about some of these, innit? It's like, well, there's an unnecessary sex scene that was in one. So many things I can't even keep up, but one of it, and then it's like, it didn't need to be there, but it was more to do with. It wasn't for the film. It was to do for his own eyes in the moment. Do you know what I mean? He wanted to see that, and she felt uncomfortable or something. But he was like, "No, we got to do this." Yeah. So
that's really like, and I suppose where like I said, like where he was in his career, like being a director, he has a lot of power. So you know, but there's always someone above you. If that makes sense. So I get if you're an actor, you went and reported him. Like who would you report him to? Like you probably going to go to someone in the BBC. He probably is just going to overlook it. They'll be like, or they'll go straight to him like, complaints being made about you. And it's not going to cost figure out who it's about. So.
No, it's hard. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you know you've done it, you're going to be like, okay, now you're off the set. we can get rid of you like quickly. That's a problem, and that's the thing that I said to you before this as well. Like even if one woman doesn't want to do it, he'll just find someone else that will. You know, satisfy whatever fetish he's got for that. Because they, as you said, they know. He knows they need their first role. He's gonna exploit that, but I don't know. Like 20 is a lot of accusations. That's the problem. That is the main problem. I can't really think. I don't really think you can look past.
And it's like colleagues as well, like that you thought when you look back and thinking, I swear they were. Like when I saw them thinking, them two were cool though. Like why? Do you know what I mean? It's like now they're saying it and it's worse.
But I feel like it's one of those things like where you don't always deep with disrespect at the time. Like you might feel uncomfortable, but you don't actually realise it's someone else comes forward. Like, do you know actually they did that?
Yeah, that was mad.
Because if you're feeling like you're the only one who's done that to, you might just be like, if I say anything, people just think I'm a liar, especially with this position. So if like all three of you came forward with something and then I'd be like, should that happen to me? It would make sense to all come forward. So I get why people didn't come forward, and I get why people probably didn't say anything to anyone else. They went straight to media because I feel like if you've seen the climate, going straight to media is probably the easiest way to get something sorted. Even if you complain to the BBC, they'll just be like, well, they'll just keep it in house. Do you know what I mean? They wouldn't.
Yeah, they'll try and not leak it. They want to make money. At the end of the day, like Sky, BBC, they want to make money. So if they can keep these accusations and report in house, and they'll do that.
And you got to think about how many TV companies work. These work BBC, 4, ITV. They're the main ones that people get their news from in the UK. Like watch it. So if you complain, it's all in their interest. It's not like
BBC on kidulthood, I swear, isn't it? Yeah, and adulthood too. Yeah. So they definitely know about this shit, man.
So all these like big media platforms, they're not gonna bring it to the news. Just like how it hasn't come to the news in like great detail, because obviously it's in their interest not to.
Let's just say hypothetically this was true, and I'm not saying that I don't know. Let's just say hypothetically it was to be true. So obviously, actually, you saw the statements coming out saying all this stuff. Let's say like he's seen snippets of some bookiness, isn't it, or some madness. Like, is he just doing it now to protect himself? Because if he's working closely with him, you work with him closely. Why? And he's want to protect.
People already call him for that.
Yeah, so
I would protect myself because if I'm completely innocent and I know as a person, of course
you he's living his best life right now, man.
Yeah, I've seen he's been buying
he's on men's health. He's transformed his whole body and all that. He's got a couple gigs going on.
I'm not saying anything.
Of course you.
I'm not like if I saw it happening, I'd probably put him aside, and he might have done that. I wouldn't say anything if I was like, I might be like, no, like you're moving a bit mad. But I'm not gonna come out to the press because. If anything, like it's gonna backfire on you straight away, like how it has. Like.
That's the thing. He's come on Instagram to say something, so it's like social media.
What did he say?
Oh, you know, that's what he put the statement on social media. That's what people getting onto him saying. Surely you must have knew something. You work with this guy. But when I think about it, like if Noel Clarke if he's hacked people, go on that. Read it. Go on that.
I was gonna read him, but
you want me to read it?
I was gonna say that in short, like
summary.
It's basically just him basically just distancing himself from it. That's what.
He's literally saying my thoughts with women I am shocked and deeply saddened by what I've heard in multitude of levels. I could have never condoned his behaviour or the nature neither, in or out of the workplace. And whilst Noel has been my friend and colleague for several years, I cannot stand by ignoring these allegations. Sexual harassment and bullying have no place in our industry. Everyone has the right to be safe, workplace, and moving forward, I pledge my dedication. That's what I would have done.
It's not really said anything. It's just said a lot of words.
It's just a standard thing to say.
Some people are up to you not to say anything at all then, if you really didn't know anything.
No, you have to say something.
But I feel like
you don't need to make it sound like.
Because I feel like if it's your friend and you haven't noticed your friend's doing madness, you feel a bit guilty anyways, because like, you might not participate in it, but by the fact you haven't noticed it, people a bit like.
I wouldn't have thought. I would have thought. If I didn't notice something, I didn't see something. I didn't see something.
You want like. No, not guilty. Like, say for instance, like, police came and busted through the door, like, oh, he's murdered someone like 10 minutes ago, and you haven't picked up on any of the signals that I'm like, that's a bit weird. It would be a bit like, do you know what I mean? You'd be like, shit. And people would automatically think,
that's that. You know, it's slight.
You're always guilty by social media.
I'll say it's like different. If I clocked sight, I don't know what let's say you're doing something, but I thought there was off movements, then I'll feel guilty. But if I had. Some people are very good at hiding things. Usually completely there's no obvious movement.
These aren't like murder allegations. These are like in the workplace. I feel like he must have known 20 people across that. That's probably just a fraction of it as well. Like,
do you know what? To me, 3 people is too many already.
I feel like one person is too many.
One person is too many, but one person is like this because you have heard stories obviously before where it's been like, they might have had some kind of dispute or something. One thing, like, you know, then they want to drag someone down, but. Yeah, one is even mad, but like 20, it's not. It's like come on, man. It's
it wasn't like 20 like after each other. This man like collected like how many was it initially? Like I think it was 20 initially, wasn't it? Yeah. Collected like 19 people initially, and then put the story out. So he's obviously had to find these people. These people like felt the need to come forward, or they spoke to each other like, oh, this
well, they willingly, they definitely know. That's
at least someone on that list.
Why didn't they go to the police? Or?
They probably did.
Apparently,
But then again, the things that have been reported, like one of the women that got like assaulted or harassed was like, I think it's something like I like long hair because it means I've got something to put on. So it's like you can't really go to the police with that because like even like
who said that?
Noel Clarke said that to a woman on set.
Well, allegedly.
Well, yeah, that's what she said. Yeah, he said, but you can't really go to the police with that. That's not something that you're gonna get someone arrested.
It's not substance.
You have to have proof of him saying it.
How many times did someone say something about your hair, for example, or your like? So made a comment about something to do with your like, you know what I mean, your background, your culture. You can't really be like, I'm going to the police with that. Do you know what I mean? Because it's gonna be like, well,
and if anything, they might start going, oh, what do the people around say?
Exactly.
Literally you and him.
Yeah, exactly. That's you can't really prove these things.
Yeah, there's some. It's
like,
tricky, you know.
It's things like you know, like rape. I can't remember how many. Isn't it like they only like convict like 1%?
It's like 99% of like accused people get so
don't get anywhere with it. And at some point they might have had proof of it. And
you can't really, especially with things like that, inappropriate comments, even touching sometimes, it's gonna be like, well, if no one's seen it.
And harassment's a different thing from like someone physically, has he attacked any women? Like, has he physically attacked them?
I feel like the main stories I'm seeing on like
the one with the hair and that, you can say it was harassment, but like then,
the comment in it,
you can't really.
And so, like the thing with the culture, that's like the law.
You brought up a good point though, a couple of points. You know, when we done with Elena about harassment, it's like a vague, cause like sometimes it can be come across like a vague term, innit? But some people might think that is harassment.
You watch it, if you saw a show, nah, it's I'll say, the thing is, harassment though, it can be subjective. I'm being honest with you, and I said that because, and I'll still say it to this day, because what one person can say is harassment, and I'm gonna say no, nothing in there, man.
And that's what I was saying earlier about like the culture. If it's like, if everyone's just calm with it, and no one's ever brought it up before, and it's happened loads of times, you can't really then say that's harassment because it's now offending you, if that makes sense. So if I'm constantly like badgering you about something, like your hair, you can't then be like, the one time it actually affects you, everyone's like, well, that's just generally the culture of the company, or like just how everyone's around. Which I was like, because I remember like literally one of the cases I was doing, it was like an Asian woman, and the man made like a comment about like Asian women. And I went to the court and I was like, oh, not every, like, what was it like say? I think just like, not every racially slanted phrase can be classed as racism, just because
exactly.
Like in workplace culture, you've said something back to him as well now. So that now defeats
that's the thing to do.
So if he said that to her and she said something back to him, he can literally like, well, she said this back to me, and they might be like, well, that cancels it out because you're saying along, do you know what I mean? So,
you know those ones, it's like, before it gets anywhere, so it's,
It's like, you know, when you're even at school and you're like saying, oh, someone's done this to me, and they're like, but what did you do back? And then you say what you've done back, they're like, well, let's cancel itself out, do you know what I mean? Or if there's no proof of it, it's a bit like, okay, well, just leave it. Like, there's not much people can do after. Unless it's been like filmed on camera and like you've shown you're like pretty awkward about it.
The thing is as well, like Noel Clarke, I feel like, let's be real, I feel like these things, it's gonna go away.
You think?
Because, as we just said, it's harassment. Unless he's actually assaulted, I feel like he's just gonna like deny it all.
So no, the thing he said what he's done. He said he's denied denied allegations, but he said something about he'll seek help or something.
Yeah, but I feel like if I'm being honest, I don't think he said that.
I think it's
that's the PR person that's come on. Like
he'll still like basically we'll come with like 3 years. Not that he needs the money anyway, but
well, actually I don't know because I thought Dutch Affair would be a rap, but you know that he's making a comeback.
Dutch is not coming back. Dutch is not coming back.
He drops.
He's dropped a couple, but you see, that's a very, very, very mad set of accusations.
When it comes to kids as well,
I feel like in terms of my friends, I haven't heard a single person talk about him since that. Because before that, cool.
I've seen
a lot of people are saying, this guy's next up, but
I saw like the Shea Borough like post something about Dutch. Like, why are you posting this? And like,
no one really cares. Like, don't even. The thing is as well, like for him, like it's not even the fact of people aren't even really discussing it anymore. It's actually just he's just not relevant.
I think people know, like obviously people, he's there in the back of my mind, I didn't bring him up.
Yeah, but like, see when he comes on, like say if I had any songs on, like, and I hear him like, because I'm just like, I don't even really want to listen to this guy now, it's a bit mad, but...
Do you know what? I don't think it will go away, you know? I don't think
it will not.
Oh man. Because think about it, let's just say, for example, they say, nah, nothing's going on. He's gonna still want to work. He's gonna produce something new.
Yeah, but the thing is, he's not like Dutch is the brand. So he is the person that's going on stage. Noel Clarke is director. So I feel like in 5 years' time, people will be like, oh, yeah,
he could even do it tomorrow. Like you might not even know that he's doing it.
He might leave out the credits. You know, he'll do it screenwriting.
He might just have to do like a Roman Polanski, fam. Just exile the island, bro. Come out the UK. Start directing movies overseas in Europe. It's like, bro.
Yeah, but he'll get work in America or something.
People don't get work. You know what I mean? They just won't like. They might just be like, oh, you need him as like an advisor.
He'll be an advisor or something.
He actually might be finished.
He might just not be able to act.
But with cancel culture, man, nothing. You think you get looking at him.
I think it generally does depend. Like people like R. Kelly, like. Not like I feel like people slap it in private. Like I'm not allowed to slap this song in private. I'm gonna like that.
That's you, bro. That's not me, bro.
I mean, check my Spotify all there. I won't lie about that, but stuff like that, yeah. I would never play them in public. Like DJs don't play them. Do you know what I mean? But like,
yeah, they stop playing.
It's one of them ones that comes back to that question. Like, can you separate what the artist from the art kind of thing? Like,
look at Kevin Spacey, bro.
Can you enjoy Kid Up With now, but not fuck him? Do you know what I mean? Can you separate Kid Up With?
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying? Have you not watched House of Cards?
I haven't, but I know it's popular.
Bro, it's sick. I love House of Cards, yeah. And basically, the last season, they killed him off in it in the series, and it was his wife in it, and it was dead. It got the most deadest ratings and all that, bro. I'm just like, bro.
Slightly what she said.
Fuck what you done, yeah? But no, you can't. Kevin Spacey, you have to have him. He is House of Cards. You know what I'm saying?
That's a bit like what they did with Noel, isn't it? Like when they cancelled that episode. I wasn't even.
Yeah, but that's wrong though, man. Because he wasn't the only person on that show, man. Do you know what I'm saying?
He's now ruined it.
He ruined it for everyone, man. But other people contributed to that show as well.
And also, I was thinking a bit like it's the last episode, yeah. So I'm not gonna lie. If I was watching, I was probably waiting for it to
invested in that, man.
He's just like.
Nah, I'm not even from a viewer's perspective, tough shit. But from, as you said, other people that worked on this, actors that might have been up and coming, had big roles in this. You can't now cancel that show just because of him. They gotta release it. That's what I think anyway. I think they probably will eventually, or maybe they'll have to like rewrite it or something, cut him out. But you can't really do that. But he's not as you said, he's not finished. He'll have a hand in something, he'll be advised on something. He won't be left in the credits.
Like how many times do people actually look at like the directors or like the producer, unless it's like an award when they?
Somebody will someone will come on Twitter and like, oh my god, he's back. But
how strong are these allegations though? Because like you see what other.
Well, it's not like the strength. It's the quantity.
The thing is though, but the thing is, they were digging up tweets from him saying something about in 2012. About
you see that? Everyone's got mad tweets.
You see that?
You know what I'm saying? No,
about I can't remember. There's tweets.
It's not like something like Dutch where you're seeing photographic evidence.
He's commenting on something about something to do with women, and then people saying like it's not actually completely wrong with what some people's opinions on tweeters.
What did he say?
I can't remember exactly what he said, but I saw a tweet. The Sun newspaper got tweets from 2012 of him saying something. Some people were what in 2012 he said. Blah blah blah. It's all to do in correlation with all the allegations that are coming out. You know these people are like, man. They'll dig us they'll clip you up from like years ago. You saying something and saying to fit the narrative of what's being portrayed in it. So it's like.
But I feel like things with like tweets and stuff, I don't think really hold. Like that's when cancel culture is, you know what I think. Like it's all what happens with like Nella Rose and all those lot. Like people like
Nella Rose, like that was never really like I don't know why people cancelled her anyway because it was never about. It was more, if anything, kind of slightly self-hated. Like,
that's what I was
and she was at 13. Who
like
people say stupid things, man. Why are you cancelling her for that? Like, why are you cancelling?
The thing is, I feel like people said it was cancelled, but everyone knew like, well, what happened like a week later when her dad died, and they were all coming forward for her like.
Nah, but like with cancel culture in general, like before a certain age, the things you say. Because how many times at school, will people be moving mad? Like the things we were doing at school back in the day, like just the most dumb shit. Like we were calling each other, like saying, obviously to an extent, but like we were calling each other names, like but like fighting each other, doing all sorts of shit to each other.
There's things I'm like, I was overlooked.
Yeah, you're 14 or 15, like you're a child.
And you gotta remember at the time, if no one pulled up at the time, you can't now put it up like 10 years later.
Man, it's not.
You know it's bad.
You're not the same person you are at 25 years old and you were from 15, man. Come on, let's be fair to people. They change. Like it's not like fair enough if it's like a murder or like a sexual assault or something serious. But even like to be honest, I'm not like trying to excuse it, but like see racism as well sometimes. Like 13, like that's. Do you know what I mean? That might be their parents. and now they're 21, 22 years old. They're like, oh wait, what I was saying back then was the influence of my family and what I thought was okay then, but now it's not. Do you get what I'm saying? So I don't think it's fair to like write someone off for things they said.
But even the most respected person, you'll find dirt on them. Then if they clip up everything, then you know what I mean. Do you know what I'm trying to say? You'll find something. Everyone will be cancelled, man.
Yeah, exactly. But obviously, this one is a bit different.
If anything happens to one of us, I'm 100% sure someone will go back on one of our things and like, or even just someone comes on like, he said this to me in school.
We talked about this before, didn't it?
And there's just things that there's things that people like Ali said this to me at school. I'm probably like, do you know what? I probably did say that. I might remember it. It sounds like
I was gonna say like we're doing a show now, like it could get attract more viewership in the future. As an example, if someone could, like you said, someone could clip you up and say, oh, you said this in 2010 or something like that. You know,
I'm not replying if you try and pull something up from 2012. I won't reply to it. I don't care, but that's just ridiculous, man. What, a 12-year-old?
Do you know what? Even if they pulled up something from like what I said like about R. Kelly, I was just like. I said what I said, innit? Like, there's some things I'm just gonna have to own.
What is this? Am I? Yeah, exactly.
I'm gonna be like, it's not that deep.
Nah, I hear, to be on, like, if I'm honest, the R. Kelly shit is very mad. So you're gonna hear a couple, like, you know.
But if I hear a song, I'm like, oh, this still slaps me. I'm not gonna lie. If it's in a public place, I'm not gonna be slapping. Do you know what I mean? But like the other day, like my dad just had like like I'm taping, just tape, so I was taping it. And R. Kelly came along and slapped it.
But do you think you can separate the art, as you said, the art from the artist? Can you enjoy now kidulthood?
I think when it comes to acting, you might be able to.
Can you separate that from who he now is being exposed to be?
But acting is different from everything else, though. Like you said, Dutch Belly's the brand. Like if it was like a model, that's them.
No, I hear
yourself as your brand. Like when you're acting, you're not.
Yeah,
like there's so many other people in that scene.
But the thing is, the difference is actually you're playing someone you're not. You know what I mean? You're watching something that's, let's be honest, that's fictional. You know what I mean? We can't pretend that. I mean, I think we all grew up with kidulthood and all that kind of stuff. Like, if I watch it, I can't pretend. Let's say it was true. I didn't like kidulthood. That doesn't make sense. I did like kidulthood. I did like what was going on. So the show.
I was gonna watch it the other day. I was gonna watch it.
My sister.
I think it's even on
Netflix. It's on TV the other day.
It's on Netflix, I think, right now.
I don't think they pulled it yet. They might.
They don't want to pull it. It's not, as you said, it's not fair.
And if anything, they're not going to put it right before when these allegations come out, because they're going to be those people like, oh shit.
They're going to take advantage of that.
What's mad with the kidulthood, like the Hood series, is that obviously he started off as a bad guy and then throughout the whole series turned out to be good, innit?
What's the one that is called now, the most recent? Brotherhood, yeah. He's now the good guy,
Stormzy's the main,
yeah. Like, he's now the main guy, like he's now a good guy, innit? Like everyone's forgiven him and that, so he's done well.
I think it depends, like, I think it's just generally down to your preference. So it's like people, when everyone hated Tariq for what he did in Power, and that translated over into his real life, people like, fuck this nigga, like, why?
That's stupid though,
but like, do you know what I mean? Like, some people look at it different ways, innit? So it depends like how invested you are in the person as a character. And I don't think, not me, like in like you said, as it progressed through like the kidulthoods and stuff like that, like they focus more on his character, but like there's sometimes it's not really heavy focus, so you just put like
what you can say about the artist, so as more into music, you could say is that I don't like, because you can like artists, right? But you could say, for example, I don't like R. Kelly anymore, but you also don't like the music. That's what I'm saying. Because music is how you feel, man. It's how you feel. It's an emotion you feel. You still like the music, you don't like him anymore. That's different.
And that's what I'm saying. Like,
but R. Kelly had a whole career before this came out. So it's like, that's like a whole kind of generation of people and like moments in your life that you like, you're attached.
I'm not gonna lie, let's be real, the figures ain't lying, Spotify hasn't
bro, like
there's people still listening to it.
He's had a big impact on music. Do you know what I mean? Like, huge impact on music.
That's why I say you're not gonna watch what's that movie, Space Jam, because his songs at the end, like, you're gonna listen to it, you're not gonna turn off before that song.
Big song in our childhood.
Yeah, exactly.
He was born in the mid to late 90s, that's a big song.
But you see like Dutch, going back to that, or anybody that's at the start of their career that's had this on them, that's because they haven't made enough like big tunes to have had that, that
creating about.
Like you can't.
But the thing was,
that's the problem.
People fuck with him heavy though, because the rawness of greenness.
Oh,
he came out hard, man. People like
his first few songs were hard.
I feel like had his career been maybe like, had he been like 10 years into his career, he might be a bit like.
That's my point. That's my point. Yeah.
Also, I think when it's with kids, I don't think people overlook. I will say like when someone counts you for like touching kids and stuff, like or you know what I mean, like those sort of allegations.
That's very.
I feel like there's never ever come back from that.
Of course not.
The only one I've seen like is Mom Jackson, but that's because he got like proven innocent and stuff. Like.
So they came out of one documentary, and I swear they're now coming out of another one saying he was like, this is all live.
But I did see like somewhere the other day, I literally saw them like said he was in it.
This nigga been dead for a decade, bro. Oh my god. This guy, rest in peace, bro. Found not guilty on all charges in 2005. Came up on stood up on the limo, was moonwalking and all that, bro. It's done, bro.
That's what I think. Like that's what I'm saying. People might feel like, oh, I'm not listening to him, but people still be listening to him. Like,
look, with Michael Jackson,
no one's
fucking weirdo. He was.
That's what I'm saying. People just accept he's like people are, he's weird anyway.
Look, he wasn't weirdo, 100%.
Even when
was he a nonce, bro? I don't believe so.
But even if he was, one would never know.
But then again,
why? People will still fuck with him anyway. His career's not gonna change because he had that career beforehand. People liked him so much. Like,
he was so clear.
There's certain people that will get overlooked with certain things they do.
His what do you call it? His reputation as a film director is so high, like he's rated so high.
Yeah.
Although this is mad, as you said, he'll be left off the credits. But he'll keep working.
And if he's on the credits, he's gonna be put so far down and it might just be.
No, but hold on a minute. If these allegations came out, because even Brotherhood didn't even come out that many years ago. Actually.
That's what I'm saying. So
when did Brotherhood come out? Was it
2016?
2016.
That's what
I'm saying. So it is 9 years ago. He's done loads of things since.
If these allegations, you said that apparently people come even before the posse got brushed off. So when Brotherhood, because that was big, we're 18 now and it's coming out. Why did no one say anything when Brotherhood came out?
That's what I'm saying, because like even when like everyone knew about what he did to Adam Deacon, but everyone was like agreeing about he's a bit mental, isn't it? Like,
yeah, but like the thing is,
apparently he's like bullying.
Brotherhood was not that. It was.
It's a main series.
For us, it was big, but for the mainstream media, it's not mainstream like.
It was only big because we knew like the kid of the
we grew up with that, but for like this a BAFTA and what was
an award, isn't it? It's big.
What did I say he won it for?
Like lifetime.
Like
cinema contributions to cinema.
Yeah, that's a big award that went everywhere. There were reports on it. There was obviously everybody watches it.
I'm not even gonna lie. I can't lie. I didn't know he even won that award.
I don't watch the BAFTA. No, but like a lot of people watch the BAFTA.
Yeah.
A lot of people are involved in.
I don't watch the BAFTA.
No, but what I'm saying is like it's as a national thing.
Yeah.
And it's not just like he won like best like I don't know what the fuck they call that urban fucking whatever they the things they slap.
It was an award that meant something.
Yeah, it's an award that meant something to whatever like colour skin you are. It's like this is a very big award.
It's not like a niche audience. That's why.
Yeah, exactly.
Why this is like biggest scale.
Yeah.
If you think the time it makes so much sense though, because the best time to take someone down is when they're at the top.
Yeah.
Like, that's what it hurts.
That sounds like a villain. That sounds like
like we said with Dutch,
catch him at his pinnacle.
Yeah, like we said with Dutch, like
ain't no one catching him when he directed 4321, innit?
Yeah,
that was a sick film. Yeah. But that's that was a sick film. I think it came out 2010, 2011. Yeah. You ain't catching him at them times, or when he was directing these low budget films and all that. You ain't catching up at these times. We'll catch him when he's got these IT.
And it's not even like they held on for it, but like it's like.
Well, besides, the other thing as well, like social media now, like even like when we started uni back in 2016, it wasn't even like this. I swear. It's like now anything that happens.
Maybe that was big enough.
Anything that happens,
onwards. Obviously, that's when the Me Too movement started.
Yeah.
But we're living in different times. Bro.
Yeah. Everything that happens.
And you got to think also, like, the press wouldn't have cared at the beginning of his career, do you know what I mean? Like, how many people talked about Dutch Belly because he was at the beginning of his career? Like, he was at the peak of his career. Like,
this was like.
He wasn't at the peak, but like.
This was like, that year he had, it was like mad. Like, everybody
he was on his way to peak. So
everywhere wanted to work with him.
But like, the media didn't pick it up, so there's a bit like. Like, think how many like people are out there harassing people today. They won't tell everyone because it doesn't matter. It's only gonna matter when you're at the top.
You know one thing as well, like we know about this because I feel maybe we're interested in these kind of things.
Yeah.
Some of my boys they don't even know these things are happening. Like they're not because like I feel like not just if you're like a Twitter user or if you're just someone that reads the news, you know, like they're involved. Obviously us man are, but there are a lot of people that aren't really. So you see when like Tory Lane's situation happened. A lot of my boys still listen to him.
Oh, hell yeah.
Because
how's that different from me to R. Kelly? How's that different from me to R. Kelly?
Nah, fucking Tory Lane, bro.
No, but like people don't really follow this shit. They don't really use socials like that. So they just be like, oh, I didn't even know about that.
And it's also, it's only cool to hate someone if everyone else hates them. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Because everyone hates
you're not using Twitter, yeah, or you're not using like
still don't care about Tory.
That's weird though, man, because hate's an emotion. How can you just decide what emotion you are? Because
that's what I'm saying. On
that's
day
weird.
one, that's something I hate him. Like, you're not happy. You might hate the person, but you don't hate the things they've done. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, of course.
So what are you actually hating then? Because you hate someone based.
I hate what he did, but I don't hate his music. Like that's a lot. Like I can't stand someone's music.
Yeah, that's my point. You can say that's what the artist, isn't it? Like you can say I don't like him anymore, but I still like the music.
But I feel like that's an emotional state.
Say someone's
how
close
much
to
you like
say
someone's
you've got like a weird uncle, bro, and you don't want to invite that uncle to like family functions and all that. Because you know what they're up to, innit? But like that's your uncle, innit? You hate what they do, but you love them. I know it's different. Do you know what I'm saying?
It depends what they're doing.
I feel like if it was a parent, it depends on what they're doing, innit? Do you know what I mean?
But like a family function, everyone knows that weird uncle, don't blame him, yeah.
Yeah.
But like,
and I think it's also based into what you think is wrong. Like you might know someone that's banging fraud, but you don't get this one. But to me, do you know what I mean? Like
that's my
you're not disown them.
What we're talking about.
Yeah, but I'm saying you calculate in your head like, oh, I can accept that. So if you think, oh, I can accept that,
might get a couple free garments of that.
Do you know what I mean? Like, it's acceptable because it hasn't affected you.
Yeah. That's the way it is with everybody, isn't it? Like,
and it's with everything, though, isn't it? Like racism, like you might hear something racist, like, oh, yeah, it affects me. So
exactly. Same thing with like obviously. I'm not even going into this too much, but obviously we're gonna say a little bit about fucking the Palestine-Israel situation. You're not seeing that much right now, innit? Just because.
I'm
just gonna say it. Like,
he saw his opportunity. He was like, let me do it.
I'll be wanting to.
He got to Palestine.
I don't even know too much about the situation, to be honest.
You know what? I just wanted to say something on that, yeah, free Palestine in it, but
free Palestine.
Listen. Do you know what? I'm not gonna lie.
Because it's not affecting people. You're only starting to see it now, and the media.
It hasn't been mainstream either, like. Because people have to go do their research, they're not going to go do their research. Until someone brings it to your attention, you're not going to do it. Do you know what I mean? Like, with the Black Lives Matter, like, it's for so long it's come up that, like, it was in your face, you couldn't really ignore it, you have to follow it. But, like, with this, you don't have to follow it because, like, you could easily just, like, well, I've got no Muslim friends. You're probably not going to see it, do you know what I mean? Like, there's a high chance you're probably going to have a black friend or someone that's black on your feed that you might have.
Yeah.
If it's a Muslim person, like, if it's a religion, you just roll past them. Like,
yeah, that's the thing that I don't, like, obviously because of where I live maybe, but I don't really know that many Palestinians or even like...
Yeah. Well, if I'm being honest, I didn't even know what Palestine was. I had to do my research to be fair.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Because I saw someone posting about it on like Twitter, just a random person. I was like, oh, well, let me read into it. And then I watched YouTube videos, and then there was like I don't even know who it was. Like that lady that hash put on our TV one time.
Huh?
Hash, yeah. He put like this lady on our TV. I was watching. She like goes into detail. And she had like pictures of like when she was in Palestine. So I didn't even know it was a separate country. I just thought they were people. I knew there was Palestinian people. Like it's probably stupid of me not to realise Palestine is a country. That makes sense, all like a place. And I did my research into it. All I'm gonna say on it is like I said it before on here. Like Britain had a hand in it.
Bro,
every time there's a problem,
as simple as it is, yeah. From what I understand is basically after the Second World War,
I
think Israel as a country was
in 1948.
They were given Jewish people given land.
They give them that land.
And then,
what happened? Like, Britain was like, oh, because you've been displaced.
Yeah,
you can go back here because this is your birthright.
And then
they just kind of pushed the Palestine.
Gradually, they just continued to take more and more
land
of Palestine until to this point. I think like they're now literally going into people's houses saying, we're now placing
and the thing is, it's on video as well, so I feel like
to this place now,
But I'm not judging like anyone's religion. I'm just judging the people that are doing it. If that makes sense.
It's not because you're seeing Jewish people in this country that are like protesting against what's happening in Israel right now.
I don't think it's down to like the religion. It's down to certain people that are just
it's the same as anything, bro. It's the same as like because the US, UK, France, all these countries are probably backing it. They're ignoring it.
And also, I think the UK don't want to say much about it because. The UK and America aren't going to say much about it because they were the ones that essentially started. If it makes sense, like if I knew it caused trouble, I'm just staying quiet. I'm just like, let it blow. I'll start this trouble.
That's the thing, though.
I'm not now going to go fix it.
That's what's bad. So people that start the trouble, just back. Who's the spotlight on then? This was the person who started this just in the background is watching it.
But the thing, the thing is, back in the UK and America, of course, so much problem. The spotlight's always on them. You just don't even realise the spotlight there. You're just like, you just automatically assume, they probably had a hand in it. We can't figure out what they've done or like.
The US have a hand in everything. Everything.
Like the UK, USA, and most of Europe. Of course, most of the problem in the world.
You see USA, I'm not even involved with USA, man.
I'm still trying to go there next year. I can't know what.
We better be careful what you say.
Huh?
We better be careful what you say.
Yeah, man, you'll come back. Might not even be allowed in, to be honest. But
yeah, I don't think, to be fair, like with Palestine thing, I think people are scared to talk about it because they don't know what they're saying, if that makes sense. I think state of history is
because it's been like so hidden to us that we don't know what's going on. So we're like, I'm only seeing it now because obviously Hash sent me a couple of videos to watch and that.
I did research into it a couple of months ago.
So we also happened during the month of Ramadan as well. So
I'm seeing the thing
is, like you say, it's happening during the month. It's been happening for years.
Of course.
I feel like the next step that they've taken is like more offensive because people are like, oh, you're kicking someone out, like you're making someone homeless.
And I think I'm seeing videos of this is disrespectful just as a human being to another human being. Like I'm seeing them like attacking and assaulting people in a mosque. Like when people are peacefully, doing that, like praying, whatever, like they're doing. That's just. But what, as a human being, why are you doing that to another human being? Like, why are you? Do you know what I mean? That's very.
That's why you're disturbing them, kind of.
That's very mad to me.
But I did see as well. There was like this lady was saying like when she went around there, she was like, oh, in Israel they control the water as well. So like.
Man, how do you control water, man? Like,
well, basically they cut the water off to like certain parts of like Palestinian areas, so they have to have like water tanks on top of their houses to catch water. Otherwise, they don't get most of the day they don't get water. There's things like that that like people, man, it's not hidden, like, but you have to go there to see it. Like she was saying, like, oh, I've got like I secretly recorded this, but like they don't know I recorded it until like I go back here.
Oh, okay.
Because she was like, oh yeah, there's like water, like things on people's houses. Like they have to have special like passports within the country to get into certain places. There's separate roads. Like, these aren't things that are like hidden. Like there's a separate road that only like Israeli people can take. Palestinian people can't because they have separate like number plates on the cars. So Israeli people can go on like any road, but the Palestinians can't go on this certain.
Wait, is that within one like parameter? Like
I don't think it's a big country like that.
That's actually mad.
I don't think it's like much bigger than like from here to like. I don't even know, like maybe like Oxford. It's not a massive country, so like literally the roads are next to each other. But then there's like a checkpoint and they're like, oh cool, we're Israeli. This is the Palestinian road, but you can use it. If they're Palestinian, they're like, you can't use this road. Like if you just, I can't remember who it was on YouTube, I can't remember her name. But it's like this American lady who's just like, this is
I've seen it, I know you're talking about.
The thing is, it's not like, and I don't think, like, I think that's why people are scared, because people are like, oh, I don't want to come across as I'm like anti-Semitic. But I don't think it's being anti-Semitic if you're literally just saying like, this is the fact, this is what's happened. They're not hiding that, they've got separate roads. They're not hiding that, they've got like, certain streets Palestinians can't even walk down, so like, well, they can, like, but only the ones that live there, but only because they live there, they can walk down. If you have a passport, you're like, oh, you don't live there, like, you can't go there, you've got to go the long way around. So they start blocking off certain areas.
Oh, it's actually quite a big country, to be fair.
Well, Israel.
But it's also
Palestine, Israel, yeah, it's quite big, to be fair.
So I get why, even if you're not Palestinian, you would be angry.